Today's news. Jabbar Savalanla's hearing to continue on April 29th. Arrested opposition party deputy chairman released. Destruction of houses in Mirzaga Aliyev Street resumes. Layla Yunus. Convicted religious followers are potential political prisoners. Application of international financial auditing standards. Rights of family of late national heroes to be defended. On April 22nd, Sumgayit City Court held a preliminary hearing on the criminal case launched against Azerbaijan Popular Front Party member Jabbar Savalanla, who has been charged with drug possession. Judge Ilgar Makhmadov presided over the hearing. Youth activist Jabbar Savalanla, his lawyers Anar Gasimov, Asabil Mustafayev, and state plaintiff Mevlut Osmanov attended the hearing. Lawyer Asabil Mustafayev filed a motion to allow the youth activist to sit close to his legal team, instead of behind bars in the courtroom. Judge Ilgar Makhmadov granted the motion. The defendant's side then claimed that there was a disputed expert opinion on Savalanla's case materials, and required the removal of the preliminary testimony of Savalanla and the drug examination report from the evidence list, and release of the activist from prison due to the expiration of the pretrial detention on April 5th. The judge said that the motions will be discussed during the next hearing. The next hearing was scheduled for 29th of April at 12 p.m. Azerbaijan Popular Front Party member Jabbar Savalanla was arrested on February 5, 2011. He is being charged with drug possession, but it is widely thought that his arrest was politically motivated, linked to criticism of the government he posted on social networking sites. Azerbaijan Popular Front Party deputy chairman Gozel Bayramli, who was sentenced to 5 days in jail due to participation at the April 17th rally, was released today. APFP activists met him in front of the Binagadi District Police Office, temporary investigative prison. Moreover, on the 22nd of April, the Baku Appeals Court heard Gozel Bayramli's appeal. The court upheld the decision issued by the First Instance Court on the administrative detention. The public chamber member, Gulaga Asanlur, told Objective TV that Musavat Party youth activist Rufat Hejabili, whose 5-day sentence has already expired, but he still remains in prison. 2 hours prior to his scheduled release, he was taken to the Nasimi District Police Office from the prison. It is not publicized yet why he was released. The destruction of houses located in Mirzaga Aliyev Street resumed on April 22nd in the afternoon. A group of inhabitants told Objective TV that they have been offered 1,500 AZN per square meter, which they believe is unfair. They are disappointed with the compensation that will be provided. According to the residents, they will not be able to buy a house in Baku with the money that will be provided for them. Specifically, the offered money doesn't match the market value. Besides, the workers stopped bringing down houses when journalists came, though they continued their work after the journalists left the area. The residents in Fizuli and Shamsi Badalbaylı streets were also forced to move. The authorities attribute this destruction to the construction of the Winter Boulevard. On April 22nd, the head of the Institute for Peace and Democracy, Layla Yunus, held a press conference on the potential increase in political prisoners in the country. She said that, at present, the number of political prisoners is about 60, and she noted that this figure may go up this year. She added that 10 persons were arrested in 2011, and these people are Islamic Party members and theologians. She mentioned that Mofsum Samadov, head of the Islamic Party in Azerbaijan, and 9 others were sentenced to pretrial detention in early January, and described them as potential political prisoners. She believes Samadov was arrested for his January speech. She said that Mofsum Samadov and other party members are being charged with violent overthrowing, seizing, and holding of power, illegal possession of arms, and were warned that they might be sentenced to 12 to 15 years in prison. The human rights defender called it a political accusation and added that the arrest is politically motivated. According to her, no evidence exists to prove these accusations. Yunus said that the same thing happened to Saeed Dadashbaylı's gang in 2007. She also noted that Mofsum Samadov was arrested for insulting the president. As to the arrest of the theologians, the human rights defender cited their great reputation in society as a reason for their arrest. Layla Yunus emphasized that, if these persons are sentenced to imprisonment, the Institute of Peace and Democracy will recognize them as political prisoners. Application of international financial auditing standards for commercial structures was launched in Azerbaijan. The chamber auditor's head, Vahid Novruzov, said at a press conference today, "Because of the existence of fraudulent accounting activities, most obligatory audit subjects try to conceal the shortages from the company's management and tax department, and they are assisted by independent auditors in this work," Novruzov said. Today, 8 to 9% of obligatory audit subjects invite external auditing. Entities that must have audits that evade external auditing can be found with the help of the Tax Ministry and State Securities Committee. The Auditor's Chamber can prepare a list of these companies. The President's April 13th decree will also contribute to the improvement of financial supervision on entities that must have audits. The decree envisages administrative consequences for audit evasion. The Cabinet of Ministers will prepare a mechanism on audit regulations in 2 months, which will be a turning point in the situation, Novruzov said. According to Novruzov, it is not sufficient to fight these issues only in administrative ways, and the company should be interested in this affair. On April 22nd, Reserve and Retired Officers Public Union conducted a presentation of the project called Protection of Rights in the Families of Late National Heroes at the office of the Azerbaijan Public Association for Security and Defense. The main aim of the project is to investigate social problems that members of families of national heroes face, organize public support for solutions for these problems as well. The project will be carried out during 6 months in Baku. The first stage of the project will consist of monitoring of legislative acts, conducting social surveys to determine social problems family members of national heroes face. It is planned to include legal assistance in the next stage of the project for family members of national heroes. A report will be prepared at the end of the project. Information on the implementation of the project will be published in the mass media.